Hi, in this video, I'm going to share with you 9 lead generation tools to help you build, manage, and grow your leads. The first tool is called Lead Pages. Now, this is a lead capture and landing page tool that's web-based, and all you need to do is just fill in some blanks and your lead capture page is online. Now, let me show you just how it works. When you're logged into your Lead Pages account, you'll see this dashboard where you can go under Lead Pages. Under all this, you can see the templates and filtered by different categories. As you can see, you can create all types of pages such as thank you pages, opt-in pages, launch pages, webinar pages, sales pages, and more. But since we are creating lead capture pages, we are interested in the opt-in page option. Now, this will filter all the templates that are based around capturing leads, and you can sort it by most recent or highest converting. Sorting it by highest converting will filter it by the most highest converting landing page, so then you can basically model what worked for other members of lead pages. Let's say I want this template here. You can either preview it or use a template. If I click on use template, it'll take me to the setup page. Now it's just gathering some data. Now the page is ready. It's all basically drag and drop and clicking and changing anything you like on the page. As you can see, if I hover over, you can see just what you can do. With the headline, you can change it to whatever you want. With the button, you can change the call to action from this left pane here. Everything else can be changed, such as the e-cover. So really, you can tailor it the way you want. Lead Pages is an essential tool if you're planning to capture leads and build your email database. Now, the next tool I'd like to share with you is called Unbounce. This is similar to Lead Pages, and I'll show you. This is Unbounce. As you can see, you can build, publish, and do A/B split testing of your landing pages. You can build high converting landing pages, publish it, test it, and optimize it as you wish. And if you scroll down, you can choose over 200 plus landing page templates for all different types of categories and industries. You can do lead generation, coming soon pages, e-commerce pages, sales pages, real estate pages, and more. So choose between Lead Pages and Unbounce as your main landing page creator. The next tool is called HubSpot. This is kind of an all-in-one CRM. As you can see, it's a marketing software. It's a CRM software. It's a sales software as well. You can manage your whole marketing in one dashboard and in one account in one place. Okay, next, you've got autoresponder services and also lead management services. You've got Aweber, GetResponse, ActiveCampaign, Ontraport, and Infusionsoft. The first two are more basic autoresponder services, while the other 3 are more advanced, where you can do things like if-then sort of functions. Although GetResponse has implemented this sort of feature as well. This is GetResponse. As you can see, it's an email creator. You can do marketing automation. You can build landing pages and create webinars as well. Overall, if you're just starting out, I recommend using GetResponse or Aweber. Now, if you want a bit more flexibility and more options, I recommend using ActiveCampaign, and it does a lot more. And the interface is very intuitive and easy to use, which is why many people who generate leads choose to use ActiveCampaign. This is a powerful tool for salespeople and anyone who wants to close sales. On the more expensive side, you've got Ontraport, which is also an all-in-one marketing platform, mainly to build your list, create landing pages, and also do some automation functions similar to what ActiveCampaign does. This is more of an option if you want more advanced features but aren't that technical, whereas Infusionsoft, if you're a bit more technical, then this is a great choice. Lastly, when you're generating leads, you also need to communicate with your customers. And to do that, you can use a help desk system such as Zendesk. Rather than using email to go back and forward with your customers and clients, you can use this help desk, and it centralizes all your support tickets in one dashboard. There you go, 9 lead generation tools to help you build, manage, and grow your leads. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a landing page using lead pages. First of all, you need a lead pages account. Once you're logged in, you want to go to lead pages. You've got other options such as lead boxes, lead links, lead digits, and templates, but where you want to go is lead pages to create a landing page to start capturing leads. And next, click on create new page. Once you click that, you'll be presented with some lead capture pages. This is sorted by standard templates. So you've got all sorts of templates such as thank you pages, webinar pages, sales pages, launch pages, upsell bonus pages, and more. But for this purpose, we're going to create a opt-in page. So from the filter by section, we want to click that drop down, click on opt-in, and now it's sorted by opt-in pages. You can choose a template based on your personal preference, or if you don't know which one to choose, you can sort it by highest converting. And this will now bring up the most highest converting landing pages based on other lead pages members. Okay. Now we can now see which templates we can use. And if you're not sure how it looks like, you can just hover over any of the templates and click on preview. Let's say I want this standard template right here. It's a giveaway for a ebook. Click on preview. And now we just need to wait for the template preview. This will give us a live preview of what it'll look like. You can put your e-cover on the left here, your headline, sub-headline, and a call to action. If you like what you see, we can just go back and we can click on use template. Otherwise, let's keep on going. And let's see some other ones right here. You got a 404 opt-in page, which is not what we want. Let's say we just want to give away a free ebook. And we've got this one here. It's called the Perfect Squeeze page. And we can click on preview. Let's take a look at what this looks like. And at the top, you can choose use this template once you're happy with this type of template. It's got all sorts of features. And if you want to keep it simple, then this template is not a ideal template to use. Let's go back and let's choose a more simpler template, and such as this one here, the first one that we previewed. So let's preview that again. And we can click on use this template. Once everything appears, we can start editing. As you can see, there's this top header section. You can put your logo here and a little slogan if you'd like. Personally, I like to keep things simple. The less things there are, the more direct and easy it is on the eyes. So if we want to remove this top section, we can just highlight this area and just click on hide, and that'll remove it from the page. And let's work on the headline here. Let's say I'm giving a free report on the top 10 lead generation tools. So once you've inserted your headline, we can then move on to entering the subheadline. So this is more of a kind of like a call to action as well, if you'd like to put. We can hover over it and change it to whatever we want. That is my call to action. To change the button text, we can just click on this little gear icon and click on link options and change it to whatever we want. Let's say we want get instant access. Simply change it and it'll change it in real time, but I'm going to skip over that. Let's also remove this text just below here. There's also a legal section. Let's say I want to change the copyright year. Let's edit text and change it to 2016. You've also got this ebook cover. I can change it by clicking it and putting in any image that I want, I can upload the picture or choose from an existing one from my image library. You also want to make sure you preview it on different types of devices, such as a tablet and on the phone, just to make sure that it looks good on all devices. You also need to make sure you link and integrate your autoresponder to your Lead Pages account. You see, if I click on the Download Now button, this will pop up. So this is what will appear when someone clicks on that button. They need to enter the name, email, and phone number. Now, we don't need phone number. Let's say we don't want it. We can just click on the X. That'll cross it out. And let's say we don't want to put name as the field name there. So let's instead change it to first name. And that's how easy it is. We can also change this icon to, like, let's say an ebook cover. And we can also change this top bar. Everything's customizable. If I click on the button, you've got other options as well. And to integrate your autoresponder, you need to make sure you go to the form options, integration settings, and integrate it with one of the autoresponders that you would have set when you set up your Lead Pages account. And this is compatible with many major autoresponder services. And you choose a designated campaign under your autoresponder service. So then when you get a lead, it'll store it into the right campaign and list. Once you've made all the changes, simply click on Save. And if you haven't given it a page name, we can do so now. Once you've saved it, click on Publish. And now it'll ask you, how would you like to publish this page? Do you want to publish it on your WordPress page, on Facebook, or on your own server? Otherwise, you can grab the direct link. And if I click on View Page, it'll open a new tab there in my browser and show me what the opt-in page looks like. As you can see, this is what we created. And that's how you create a landing page using Lead Pages. 10 ways to start capturing leads. The first way is to blog regularly and consistently. Blogs that post and publish more regularly experience more traffic to the website. And thus, when you have more traffic, you'll generate more leads. When you publish content, search engines will pick it up, and people wandering around social media will then share your posts to their followers as well. So blog regularly and consistently, but keep in mind to make sure you publish posts that are relevant to your audience. The second way is to advertise on Facebook. Facebook's an easy way to gain exposure because you can boost your posts, you can advertise based on demographics and the type of audience that you want to attract. And Facebook advertising offers a range of different types of audience targeting that you can select. In addition, you can also do remarketing where you advertise to people who have already visited or shown an interest in your business. The third way to start capturing leads is to collaborate with other people in your industry. You can do things like shout-outs if you're doing YouTube videos. You can promote each other's offers on your download pages. You can do joint ventures and do other things that could be a win-win for both parties. The next way is to offer a free report or white paper. Give this out and let those people also give it to their friends. Next, you can start creating YouTube videos. YouTube is the second biggest search engine on the internet. So why not leverage on that and start creating videos? You can create videos based around any type of topic, and there's an audience for that. Your videos could be short or they could be long. It really depends on the context of the video. Number 6, post on Instagram and use relevant hashtags to be found. Let's say you're in the motivational niche. What you can do is post motivational quotes and then use hashtags such as motivation, inspiration, positivity, and many more. That way you'll be found by other people who are interested in that type of topic, and your profile should have a link to your website. You should post regularly and consistently on Instagram if you want a steady flow of followers. Next, create a podcast around your industry. Publishing podcasts doesn't cost anything. It's free to publish and you'll gain traffic the more you podcast. Number 8, Publish a book. This could be either a hardcover book or a Kindle book. It will establish yourself as an authority in the field, and you'll gain that instant credibility once you have a book out there. Your book doesn't need to be a #1 bestseller. All you need to do is just publish it, and you're already considered an author. Number 9, do webinars. Why not hold some free webinars based around your topic? There's a webinar for any type of topic. All you need to do is just prepare a presentation and present it. And when people see they're offering so much value, they can't help but follow you. Lastly, answer questions on Quora.com. All you need to do is just look for relevant questions and answer them. This will establish yourself as an expert in your field if you're answering the right questions. There we go, 10 ways to start capturing leads. You don't need to implement everything at once, but do try a few of them to start generating some leads. 6 lead generation strategies for local and offline businesses. It's still possible to capture leads if your business is a brick and mortar business. Here are a few ways to start capturing leads. You can start a competition or giveaway. In order for your customers to enter, they need to enter their details such as their name, email, phone number, address, and so on. They're then put into your database. In exchange, you offer whatever it is that you're giving away. It could be a voucher for your store, or it could be a loyalty program that they join. Next, you want to make sure that you're on Google Places, so you're found based on your local geographical area. Let's say you're a vet. You want to make sure that you want to get exposure around your area. So you would put it and list it on Google Places. So then anyone who is searching for vets in that location, they'll see your business as a listing. Another way is to create an app. Now, it doesn't need to be complex and complicated. You don't need to create a game. It could be as simple as a calculator. Let's say you're a financial planner. You can create a calculator for your customers. It could either be paid or it could be a free app. In your app, you could then put in relevant credit to your business. Next, an easier way to gain exposure is to use Google AdWords. Google AdWords allows you to really specify and target your geographical location and the types of people you want to target. It could be male, female, or based around geographical location. And what's great is it works for all types of budgets. If you're on a low budget, then you can set a budget based around that. Generally, the higher your budget, the more exposure you'll get because you're able to afford to get more traffic to your website. Lastly, it's important to make sure you optimize your website for search engines. It's a lot easier to rank around your local geographical area than it is if you were to target worldwide. If you don't know anything about search engine optimization, then I recommend using some type of SEO agency to do the SEO for you. When you get exposure from search engines, it's free, okay? You're not paying for Google AdWords. These are natural organic listings on Google. So it's worthwhile to consider investing in search engine optimization. Understanding the types of leads. First, we have the cold lead. A cold lead is a lead that you have only just acquired that knows nothing about your business and that as yet has no interest in your product or service. However, you got your cold lead. Your next step is to convert them into a warm lead. Better yet, there are ways of ensuring that your leads are warm when they first reach you, which can save you a lot of trouble and effort. The warm lead has everything that the cold lead does. They fit your target demographic, you have the means to market to them, and they are statistically likely to buy from you. The big difference is that they have shown some actual interest in your brand, if not your product, and hopefully even given you permission to contact them. Next is a qualified lead. A qualified lead is then a lead that has taken the next step and gone from being interested in your brand to being interested in your product. That means they have somehow shown interest in buying from you. Perhaps they have asked for some information about a specific product, for example, or perhaps they have added your product to their cart or to some kind of wish list. Maybe they've backed your product on Kickstarter even. They might have asked for a quote, or they might literally have told you they want your product. Either way, the qualified lead is now someone who wants to buy and who just needs that tiny push in order to actually take the plunge. In this video, I'm going to show you some ways on how to capture leads using exit pops. Now, what are exit pops? The best way is to give you a demonstration. You've got this pop-up that appears when someone hovers over the close button on the browser. Exit pops are used so that you can still capture leads on exit. Typically, the conversion rate for exit pops are anywhere between 10 to 20%. So without using exit pops, those 10 to 20% of your visitors would have been lost. Just look at it as one last chance for you to capture your visitors. Usually you only have a few seconds to capture your visitors' attention. And if you're paying for advertising, this is especially important because you don't want to waste your marketing efforts and your investment into the ads that you paid for. Instead of losing out, why not use an exit pop? This is another example. I went to Opt-in Monster, which is the tool that I recommend you use if you want to create some exit pops. I hovered over the close button on my browser and this appeared. 12 proven ways to convert abandoning visitors into subscribers. This website's offering this free report, and all I need to do is just enter my name and email. And that way, this company has got my details and they can follow up. In sales, they say that people don't actually buy until the 7th to 8th exposure. They might not buy on the first or second exposure, but the more they're exposed to your brand, the more likely they'll buy from your brand. So to create exit pops, you can either use Opt-in Monster, which is, I'd say, the most popular exit pop tool. And if I click on pricing, you can get a feel for what it costs. Obviously, if you choose the annual payment, you're saving more. If you get the basic package, you can create unlimited opt-in forms, do A/B split testing, page level targeting is enabled, and user-friendly reporting. However, it's restricted to one site only. So if you have multiple websites, then you'd want to make sure that you move on to the next plan. Another option for creating exit pops is to use lead pages. They have a thing called lead boxes. This is a lead box. Once you create a lead box, you can then embed it to any page on your website. So then when someone hovers over that close button or about to exit, they will see your lead box. Embedding it is very easy. If I click on publish right here, I'm going to click save first. And it's giving me these options, a standard lead box or a pop-up lead box. And there's also the exit lead box that we want. And this option here says, don't show lead box again for 0 days. So if a visitor enters, they will see the lead box in however many days that you set it. So if I set it to 0, they'll always see the lead box every time they enter my site and try to exit. If I set it to 1 day, then they won't see that lead box until the next day. Once you've configured that, you can simply publish it by copying and pasting this HTML code. If you're using WordPress, they have a compatible WordPress plugin that you can install, which makes it easy to integrate the lead box to your website. And that's how you capture leads using exit pops. Alright, in this video, I'm going to show you how to use ActiveCampaign to automate your marketing. ActiveCampaign is a great way to follow up on your subscribers and leads and then turn them into customers. Their tool called Automations allows you to create automations such as increasing revenue, increase traffic, automating your sales team, and boost contact satisfaction. They have some pre-done recipes that you can select from. As you can see, targeted follow-up, engagement tagging, unsubscribed contacts, and many more. You can create one from scratch. So let's start and create one from scratch right here. And click on create. Now let's say we want to follow up on subscribers after they've subscribed to our newsletter. The first thing and the first point is to make sure that you have subscribe as the first option, because that's what will trigger this automation. And then you select a list. Make sure you've created a list already. And you want to make sure it runs based on the frequency that you want. And in this case, it's just once. And you can select advanced options such as segmenting. I'm going to click Add Start. And that's where the automation begins. If a lead subscribes to this list here, they'll then move down, and what will be triggered is whatever you set. So let's click on the plus icon, and you're given some options. You can send an email, send an SMS, or notify someone. You have some other actions such as conditions and workflow, contacts, and CRM. So it's quite advanced. Let's say I simply want to send an email. Let's click on that. And it's saying you don't have any emails to send, and you can create an email. So let's create an email first. And let's call this welcome. And now it's loading the template section so I can choose the email template that I want sent. Let's just create it from scratch. And I'm going to choose text only. And next you want to choose your email subject line. Welcome to the newsletter, and click on continue. And this is where I can type in the message that I want sent after someone subscribes. Once you've entered your email, you can click on next, and you can enable things like open and read tracking, link tracking, reply tracking, and add Google Analytics. You can also send a test email to see what it looks like. Once you're happy with that, click on finish. And now it's taken me back to the automation section in the campaign that I created. So after someone subscribes, they then sent this welcome message. Now, if I want to set a duration of when to send this email, I can click the plus icon. And let's click on conditions and select wait. And I can wait for a specified period of time or until specific conditions are met. So let's select for a specified time. I can say wait 1 day. And what will happen is after they subscribe, a day later, they'll receive this email. However, I want this out straight away. So in this case, I don't need this. But what you can do is drag and drop it to the next section and move single action right here. And since I have no contacts here, these options don't really matter. So now it's moved on to wait for 1 day. And if I want to send another message 1 day later, I can click on the plus icon and repeat the same steps. You can do a lot more advanced things, such as if someone clicks a link in your email, then you can tag them. So let's say they clicked a link in this email. You can then choose a plus sign and add a tag. So let's say interested in beginner course. So with this message that I'm putting the tag description as a demo, let's say this email has a message that says, are you interested in the beginner course? If you are, click here. So if they click that link, they're then added to this segment. So your automation campaign can be as complex as you want or as simple as you want. And that's how you use ActiveCampaign to automate your marketing. Hi, in this video, you're going to learn how to turn leads into customers. These are some principles that you should follow. Once you have the lead, you then need to convert that lead into a customer. After all, if you have leads but you're not making any sales, then there's no point generating any leads at the start. The first principle is to make sure you always follow up on your leads. You don't want to leave them in the dark. What you want to do is train them and educate them to learn about your brand, your product, and teach them to consume your product as well. In sales, people don't buy until the 7th or 8th exposure. This means the more exposed your customer is to your brand, the more likely they'll buy your product. So use email marketing services such as Aweber, GetResponse, Ontraport, and Infusionsoft to send those follow-up emails or messages. And by doing so, you're building trust. People buy from people, not companies. And you build trust by offering a lot of value to your leads. This doesn't mean you should give everything away, and it doesn't mean that you should give too little away. Offer value in many forms such as video, audio, blog posts, articles, and emails. The only thing that separates you is you, okay? You are authentic, you are unique, and that's what's going to make you different from your competition. It's important in this day and age to be unique. You need a unique selling proposition. What makes you different to the rest? All these factors and principles play a role in turning your leads into customers. More importantly, your goal should be to always help your customers get results. When you can help your customers get results, that's when the magic happens. They'll tell their friends, their followers, and their audience about your product and your brand. If you implement all these factors into your marketing, you'll turn more leads into customers. Social media lead generation. This video will share why you should be where your audience is hanging out. The first important point is that you don't need to go on every social media platform out there. When entrepreneurs and businesses go online, they feel like they need a YouTube account, a Pinterest account, an Instagram account, a Twitter account, a Google Plus account, a Facebook page, a LinkedIn profile, and so much more. In actual fact, you don't need all of it. What's important to note is that you should be where your audience is at. And what do I mean by being where your audience is at? Taking Snapchat as an example. If your product is targeted to seniors, then you wouldn't hang out in Snapchat. You wouldn't post your content on Snapchat because statistics show Snapchat users are between 13 and 34 years of age, and 7 out of 10 are millennials. So does this really make sense to post your content about seniors and retirement on Snapchat? Well, it doesn't make sense. So you would focus on platforms where seniors and retirees are on most. It's a very common mistake that startups make, and they get overwhelmed, which then stops them from moving forward in their business because they feel like they have to implement every single social media platform into their marketing. The bottom line is you should focus on 1 or 2 platforms rather than spreading your focus too thin. The most successful entrepreneurs and business owners know to focus on just a few. For example, Gary Vaynerchuk focuses a lot around video content. So what he does is he uses Snapchat and he uses YouTube and Facebook video to post his content because that's where his audience is at. And that's another thing. If video doesn't feel natural to you, then you wouldn't record and publish videos. However, if you like writing, then perhaps blogging in an article form is more suited to you. So again, focus on 1 or 2 platforms rather than spreading your focus too thin, and be where your audience is at. Hi, in this video, I'm going to show you a simple lead generation sales funnel example. So the first step and introduction to your brand and product usually starts with your content. It could be a blog, could be a YouTube video, could be a Pinterest infographic, could be a Twitter tweet, whatever it may be. That's the first initiation. So in this case, in this example, a potential prospect reads your blog and they opt in. They opt in to receive your free report, to receive your newsletter, or whatever it may be. Once they're on your email database, perhaps you can invite them to join a webinar, a free webinar, to educate them about a certain topic. And what you can do is have the subscriber enter a follow-up sequence, a sequence of messages that goes out on a pre-scheduled time frame. For instance, you could have a message going out as soon as they opt in to your newsletter. On day 2, they receive another message. Day 3, another one, and so on. Next, your customer could buy a low-price product of yours, and this will introduce them and qualify them as a paying customer. Once they're qualified as a paying customer, you could offer them a higher ticket product. This could range anywhere from $500 all the way up to $20,000, $30,000. The end of your funnel could be a one-on-one coaching. Getting leads is one side of the equation, but then converting them into paying customers and then converting them then to higher ticket products is another thing. When you're starting out, you probably won't have all these elements in your sales funnel just yet, but start by capturing those leads first. Because once you have the lead in your database, you can always follow up on your leads.